We all have something to hide. We all have that one thing that we take to the grave. We never want to show our weaknesses. We never want to show our flaws. But deep down, it's like hellfire, burning on the inside, tormenting us through our emotions, unspoken words, and pain.
The Maxine Unapologetically Authentic.
Welcome back to the Maxine Unapologetically Authentic. Well, today, like you've seen on social media, I am giving you a sneak preview to my very first book, The Work of Wisdom. So this is a bit different from my usual talks, but this is as real as it's going to get. So hold on to your seat as we take it away. First, I want to walk you through how this book came to be. It was my own lived through experiences that I never wanted to share, because in a world people label you, they taint you with how they perceive you to be without really getting to know you. And this was what I carried, the persona I created over the years, so that every single moment would be shaped by who someone who encountered me on some particular day in some particular season. They would get another version of who I really was, because I kept parts hidden. And I'm sure you do too. There's some things, and you know the old people like saying, there's some things you need to take with you to the grave. You cannot speak of it, but it's like a dagger in your heart that bleeds non-stop. You can't speak the words because it hurts. You can't express yourself because you feel shameful, guilty, sometimes angry. Sometimes you're disgusted in yourself, in a version that you never asked to become, in a version that got shaped by an experience, by someone's words, by what you had to endure just to survive. It's not easy when you have to reveal what it really means. And that's why I'm taking on this journey with me. Raw, authentic, and unapologetic. How this book came to be was simple. I wrote a blog post. And for me, it was words that were placed within me that needed to be shared. But wisdom, when we think about her, and I refer to her as a her because she's nurturing, soft, humble. She comes with a quiet awakening. Sometimes when you're caught off guard. Sometimes when you're going through the realest crap. I'll say crap and use my lady mouth, because if I did have to express myself, it wouldn't come in any English or even any Afrikaans. It would come in how I express myself, through curse words, because that's the only way I know how to let an emotion out, as you do too. Some of us, when we get angry, we use the F words, we use the S words. Some use other words of the alphabet that we rather won't speak of. But how I found wisdom was what I had to endure and live through in my life, through my childhood, through becoming an adult, through my corporate world life, as a single mom, learning, living for the first time. I had to learn how to endure pain, how to cover it up with a smile or a gentle word. When people would be hurtful, deceitful, I would learn how to be emotionless. And that's what most of us do. We hide our emotion behind a smile. We put up a persona that no one can penetrate through. But ask yourself, if you put up this persona, who really gets to know you? Who are you protecting yourself from? I can answer that. For me, it hurts too much. It hurt too much to show the world who I really was because I didn't accept her. And wisdom came at the perfect time. You know how they always say, God's timing is right on time. He knows when to reveal, when you need to surrender, when you need to release. So wisdom came at a time where I was quiet, unbothered. But I really had to sit with it. And when I say sit with it, I mean, you feel that quiet stirring. Have you ever felt that tight grip in your chest and a feeling where you feel as if you want to just throw up? And I wrote wisdom and I was happy. That was the blog post. Because wisdom, people describe it in many ways. Some say, yeah, as you age, you become wiser. Some say, as you learn from experiences, you get more insight. And if you hang out with older people, you get insight. But it goes deeper. As you accept yourself, where you are in your life, what you've endured, that is when you start to acknowledge and accept yourself. The pieces of it, broken, the raw, the untold. You learn to recognize, accept, and move through it. This is where you actually, some people go to therapy, some people go on retreats, some people pray. Now, I'm one of those people that I'm faith-based. As much as I have a foul mouth, I pray. God knows my heart. But the point that I'm trying to make is talking about things that really stir you on the inside is never easy. Not even with your closest friends or with your spouse or with your partner or with your mom or your dad or whoever is that's closest to you. To reveal is like opening up a wound, and so many of us do that so well. You're well put together to the world, but you're broken on the inside. You're falling apart. You have no idea how you're going to make it, but you do. So I'm here to encourage you and to let you know you're not alone, number one. Number two, we learn when we start to accept what happened. We learn when we start to accept that that was a version of me that didn't have all the tools, all the skills, all the techniques to navigate this life that I'm living for the first time. Wisdom comes when you surrender. When you don't try to analyze every problem, every tear, every pain. Wisdom comes when you are ready to let go. So you are on this journey, and I'm going to take you on this journey with me because it wasn't easy. But the only way I could heal, the only way I could release was by writing. Because when I write, I don't overanalyze what comes out of my mind. I don't have to control how it's going to be said. I don't have to be mindful of how it will be perceived. Because for the longest time, I had to be mindful. Watch how you say it, to whom you say it. Because trust was broken. And when trust is broken, you don't let anybody in anymore. You look at everyone and overanalyze, and before they can even enter the door, you shut them out. So I want to take you on this journey know that there is a silver lining. There is hope at the end of the tunnel. There is a way to deal with it, not to ignore it, not to pretend it's not there. You can overcome the worst pain of your life by facing it head on, being intentional about going through it and healing from it. I had to do it on my own because I wouldn't let anyone in. But I was never alone. God was always by my side. Through prayer, through tears, through my raw mouth, because that was my only defense mechanism I knew back then. But I know better now. So come with me on this journey where I will give you hope and we'll work through the parts that you want to keep hidden, but the parts that's hurting you. I give you the work of wisdom.
The Maxine Unapologetically Authentic.